Hello, I'm MPX and welcome back to the video. Today I have some pretty important Minecraft news to share with you all, and it is to do with Minecraft Console Edition, specifically, again, the Xbox One Edition, the version of the game made by 4J Studios. So this is really important because it does revolve around the kind of back and forth we've had about whether that game will be supported, whether that game will be updated, and it looks like we're into the backstage of that, where the game is cancelled again, and where the update aquatic isn't going to be happening for it. I wanted to explain what's going on in today's video, and hopefully you do all enjoy that. So please do like this if you do like it, because it helps out the channel a lot, lets know you do like the Minecraft news. I want to keep on seeing it every single time we do find something like this out, whether it's positive or negative. I think it's really important that you do know this, especially if you are an Xbox One Edition player, because the big, quote that you might have seen already was that Helen Angel said on Discord exactly what you can see right here. Well, I can tell you that the old Xbox One Edition will not be getting the update aquatic, only Bedrock. So again, this screenshot's been shared around a few places, and it seems doom and gloom from just this one, and it kind of is, but I wanted to share the context on it because I think that's kind of important. It kind of reinforces the message, because there's lots of reasons you might say one message, but in response to this one, it kind of seems like an open shut case, because this is in response to Spontaneous Explosions, who previously said, okay, thanks, not a problem anyway, I can't see them killing Xbox One Edition anytime soon, and I was going to switch over to that anyway. And then Helen Angel, who is the community manager for Minecraft, you might be aware of her, she actually responded already saying, well, I can tell you that the old Xbox One Edition will not be getting the update aquatic, only Bedrock. So there's the context on the quote from earlier, and now you kind of understand that this is like even bigger of a deal than it might sound, because again, there's a few reasons you might say the exact wording, but in this case, it was responding to someone said that it won't be cancelled for a while. Then she's like, actually, the next update isn't coming to Xbox One Edition, so what is the deal there? Well, you've got to bear in mind that when the brand new Minecraft on the Xbox One, which we'll just call Minecraft for now, when Minecraft came out for Xbox One, Minecraft Xbox One for Xbox One, I know it's confusing, had to be, kind of cancelled, because they wanted to shift as many people over to the new version as possible. So the next update didn't come out for the Xbox One Edition, instead it made its way to every other console edition of the game, and then the December update was where they reversed that stance, it seemed at least, because they decided to launch TU60, I believe the update was, for all platforms, including the Xbox One Edition. So essentially, they cancelled Minecraft Xbox One, then they uncancelled it, and, everyone like on Twitter praised them, they said, yeah, thank you for uncancelling the game again, and then it seems like at some point since then, maybe at that time, maybe at some point since then, they decided to, again, kind of re-cancel the game. So, there's two possibilities behind exactly what this is, because although, she didn't use the word cancel, she just said the update aquatic is not coming to that platform. There's kind of two explanations for this one, and I believe it's the second, but if you want to have the real worst case scenario here, the worst case scenario is that the reason the Xbox One Edition can't get the update is because the console edition codebase as a whole is not being developed. Again, I do not believe that to be the case. We had the, hint at Minecraft where he said, oh, platforms at the same time, and although we haven't seen anything since then, again, it seems weird that you just not release it for console edition without ever mentioning it. Again, there's so many Minecraft console edition players on the 360, on the PS3, on the PS4, on the Wii U, on the, there's so many Minecraft console edition players everywhere that it'd be weird just to not say this, like, because, even if this was like a, again, the worst case scenario, you'd want to encourage people to get those platforms before the update, rather than saying, oh, the update's out and you don't have it. So, yeah, again, that's the worst case scenario, but I feel like the more likely scenario in this one is that for some reason, what actually happened with the last update, TU60, was that they decided to launch it on Xbox One Edition because there was no relevant Minecraft update to go along with it. Again, you gotta remind they updated that title screen to be like, but really, go play the new version now, and that made me think that even though everyone on Twitter, praised them and said, like, thanks for cancelling it, good job on releasing the update, they just said, oh yeah, that's kind of nice, we did release this one update, and although we interpreted it as meaning like, oh yeah, Xbox One Edition will last for a lot longer, they just kind of meant it as like a one last free bonus update. And again, I don't necessarily like that, but it kind of makes some sense, and either that or they, decide to cancel it at some point during the development, but either way, you cannot expect to see Minecraft Xbox One Edition getting the update aquatic. I would expect to see, however, the 4J, team as a whole make some form of update aquatic for Minecraft Console Edition, and the reason for that, beyond just the basic concept of like, well, I mean, they should do it, and we had Jeb say that, all platforms at the same time, whatever, so the, the last thing is this piece of evidence here, where basically a Spontaneous Explosion then responds to the previous comment and says, if Xbox One Edition won't get it, then why did 4J update it to whatever they're at now after Better Together? He asked the question about TU60 that we just mentioned, and in response to that, Helen Angel again says, because it was just little things. The update aquatic is a huge amount of work, and 4J is a tiny studio, and we're a tiny studio. They don't deserve to have even more work. It's just not fair. Our devs are human too. Doing two separate code bases on one console is a nightmare. So again, the explanation she gives there is like, oh yeah, well, I mean, having two separate code bases to work on for the Xbox One, that's a big, nightmare for them. And I feel like this would be true if they weren't separate studios, but, again, we'll go over that for now, like, because there's a lot more overlap between 4J and the Bedrock, and maybe Bedrock and 4J team. So, okay, two separate separate code bases in one console is a nightmare, which makes it sound like there is the second code base out there. Again, if she was going to explain that there was no, if there was no, update aquatic for any console edition, she wouldn't clarify Xbox One edition specifically earlier, and I'd like to believe that she wouldn't say separate code bases here, because there would not be a separate code base to run. Like, they'd have to make one from scratch, and you wouldn't say it like that, at least in my interpretation of that. So yeah, I believe update aquatic is indirectly confirmed for all this sort of stuff. Again, that's depending on your interpretation of words and stuff. I'd really like to see some official announcement from somewhere though, because we are in this weird situation where we haven't heard anything since Minecraft from Jeb. 4J have done some like minor announcements. They've taken up an indie studio, or they've invested in an indie studio, but there was nothing on the aquatic update besides saying Minecraft a few times. So yeah, it'd be really nice to see just some official announcement that yes, we are working on the console edition of the update aquatic, and our intention is to release it along the same time, or just to tweet out a screenshot, because again, we've seen snapshots on the Java edition, we've seen betas on the Bedrock version. It makes sense if, for 360, PS3 and Wii U, and also Switch players, that we see the same thing. Also, I'd really like to know some confirmation of if they intend to do the same thing with the Switch edition. Will the Switch edition get the update aquatic, or will we just get new Minecraft there? Again, there's all these big questions that I'd like to see answered, and I don't know, if anyone from Microsoft is watching this video, then maybe we could get that. Either way, this is kind of a bummer for news, but it is something that's important to get out there. It really is, honestly, it's if we're being entirely honest, it's 95% an admin / business decision to be like, look, we could port the game over. It doesn't take too much effort to do the porting. It's mostly QA work because they have the same console edition on all platforms, but they don't want to have the two competing versions. They want you to play the new Minecraft, and I wish we could just have the official, confirmation of like, look, yep, Xbox One, we're not updating it because we want you to play new Minecraft, and in exchange, here's a thing, like incentivize people playing the new version rather than just disincentivizing them from playing the old version, because that's better for the game as a whole. If people are encouraged to play a new game, that's good. If they're disincentivized from playing the old one, maybe they just stop playing Minecraft as a whole, which again, not necessarily the right kind of thing to do. I feel like Xbox has the real high ground over Sony, who's just making up nonsense excuses as to why, crossplay isn't allowed, but then they're kind of doing the same thing with the Xbox One. It'd be good to see some transparency and like, here's the reason why, that's what's going on there. But this also means that if you play Minecraft console edition and you have a PS4 and an Xbox One, you might want to play it on the PS4 if you want the update aquatic. So anyway, with that said, there are my thoughts on the news. There is the Xbox One edition being cancelled. Let me know in the comments down below if you play the Xbox One edition and you're bummed about this. Again, I think it's fairly easy just to switch to the new version and play it that way. It's getting better, and hopefully by the update aquatic, it's about parallel, because they are including amplified and custom flats, or at least that's what they said previously. But yeah, let me know what you think. Comments down below. Like if you did like it, share if you liked it, subscribe if you're around here, and yes, I am back from the US. My voice hurts a little bit. I'm not even sure why, but one of the first things I wanted to do when I got back was to let you know about the important news. So I hope you did all enjoy it. Hope you all appreciated it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.